When I was growing up, the big thing was you were going to party like it was 1999. And we've left those days in the dust, and we're about to bring on 2018. I wanted to bring everybody together this morning. We don't have a nursery or kids classes, so if your child somehow needs to express themselves in a manner that's going to distract or take away from the service, you can just step out into the lobby, or our nursery facilities are open that you can step into there, and when you have everything under control, come back in and join us. But everything we do, hopefully by now you understand we don't do anything just to do it. But everything, we are guided in prayer, and we believe this is what the Lord wants us to be doing today. He wants us to come together as a family. In just a few moments, we're going to come forward as a family unit. And I'm going to have Brother Trent and Brother Tim ministering with me, and we're going to ask you to come and as a family unit partake of communion together. And we'll serve you, and then we'll bless you in the name of the Lord, and then someone else will come forward and you'll be seated, and we'll do this as family units, something a little different, but something we believe will be special, a commencement here as a family unit. Before I share briefly just a word, I just want to give you a kind of commercial so you can have a roadmap of these next few weeks, so you can have understanding what your church and your body is doing. This Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, we're going to meet together, and the more that help us, the easier that it has to be done. Understand this, whether you come or not, work has to be done. Somebody is doing work at the church. Every meal, every gathering, every event, there's someone. Things don't just magically appear, that people have to do it and people have to take it down. So this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, we're going to take down all of the Christmas at North Shore. We're going to have to take it down and pack it up and put it away, and as we prepare for this next year. So that's what's happening this Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. If you can't get here till 6:15 or 6:30, we're just going to work till the work is done, and then we'll leave. So the quicker we get here and get to work, the quicker we can release everyone to go. But we have in the lobby, in the sanctuaries, the largest part, and if we have extra people here, we'll go ahead and prepare and clean in some of our classrooms and do work throughout the church. So I just want you to be aware of that this Wednesday night. The remaining Wednesday nights of January, I'm going to be asking you in the service. I'll go ahead and do this now. If you do not have a bulletin, I'm going to ask you to raise your hand. And if my ushers will help me, we want to put a bulletin in every single person's hand, that they have one that they can share. So just hold it up if you don't have one. Here's some over on this side. Just don't be embarrassed or ashamed. There's several here in the middle. Just hold it up and we'll get you a bulletin. All right? Here's one right here. Anthony, hold it high and they'll get you one here. All right. You can go ahead and open that up, and the next steps card, just take a moment and fill that information out. And I'm going to ask for a little while, I'm going to ask you some different areas of ministry. And on Wednesday nights in January, we're going to meet with these ministry teams. We're going to meet with our ushers, with our host and hostesses. We're going to meet with our junior Kids Quest workers, our Kids Quest workers, our student ministry workers. We're going to meet with our our music ministries. We'll meet our life group. We're going to step into this year. We're going to meet with different ministry team leaders so we can prayerfully, we can enter into this new year with the direction and the anointing of our Heavenly Father. So I'm going to ask you to respond a little later in the service, and I'm going to be calling on certain of you to help me be a part of these ministry teams as we get ready for this next year. So that's what's going to be happening on Wednesday nights in January. The first Wednesday night of February, we're going to kick off our Life Source classes with our Life Source dinner. We serve that from 5:30 to about 6:40 And then we have our Life Source classes, our Boys and Girls Clubs from 6:45 to 8 o'clock, our student ministries and our college classes, and our adult class from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and our music ministries from 6 to 6:55. So all that will start. All this is in your bulletin, but I'm just going over so you can have an understanding of what we're doing on Wednesday nights. Our ministry cleanup this Wednesday night. The remaining Wednesday nights of January, our ministry teams will be gathering, and the first Wednesday night in February will kick off our Life Source classes. Our theme this last year, we've just been progressing these last several years, was disciple. We had that here on the back wall. We're going to be moving in. Our theme for this next year is going to be love, and we'll be breaking that down as we start. Jesus said, "This is how you will know that they are my disciples." How? By their what? Not a trick question. We should know that. By their love one for another. So we're going to step into this next phase, and we're going to break down what it means to love like Jesus did and receive and have that love. And we're believing the Lord's going to use, just as He did disciple, He's going to use this love. We're going to take the whole month of January, and we're going to start with prayer. And we're going to preach a different sermon on prayer each Sunday in January as we get ready for this new year, that we want to bathe everything in prayer, and we want to seek the Lord, that we want to pray first, and we want to continue to exhort you to that be a part of your life. And hopefully by the end of January we'll have our new backdrop up there that will have love, and we'll share that, and we'll break that down. The next to last Sunday in January, we're going to have a Sunday evening. We're going to come together for our marriages. And we're asking, I find that people tend to just write things off because they've been married or they think they can get through everything. But I'm asking everyone that is married or wants to be married and looks for marriage, second to last Sunday of January, we're going to have a marriage small group that we're going to come together and share on that. The last Sunday night of January, we're going to have a finance small group. We're going to come as we start the year right in our marriages, and we start the year right in our finances. So I want you to be a part of those things that are happening here at North Shore. We'll stay in touch with you. You write down your cell phone number, your email, and we communicate through a text to the body, and we'll be back on our regular service schedule. Next Sunday, we'll continue that. We'll have breakfast from 9:45 to about 10:10, and then our service will start